You're listening to Saturday Morning Hills Chat. Crash Carpenter in the hot seat. My special guest this morning is Dylan Richards. He's got a self-titled album. It's called Dylan. And we're going to play a track number 2. It's called Disconnected. I want you to have a listen to this, and then I'm going to be chatting to Dylan.
I stand in line this time. A little pill and told it's fine. I've got voices in my mind. I feel a little disconnected. Soul is infected. Soul misconnected. I've got something on my mind. I want to share with you this time. So sit back, relax, let's unwind. Stop telling me what's right. I got a little voice inside saying you are disconnected. You're so infected, so let's reject it. You've got everybody's mind in a palm I cannot find. So sit back and enjoy the breezing. Everybody stay here for a season. Even now nobody's leaving. Everybody else dancing to love. Sit back and find this time. I've got a little open mind, and everybody sits inside. Cause I'm a little disconnected, my soul rejected. I'm so infected, I've got something on my mind. I wanna share with you this time. So sit back, relax, let's unwind. I've got something deep inside. It's gonna borrow up my mind, but I'm a little disconnected. My soul rejected, but I'm so infected. My heart is beating fine, so I'll share with you this time. So scream back the people, all the voices in my head, but I don't wanna. Sit down the people, choose reality instead. Because I wanna. You don't know where I've been. These voices inside, I don't wanna. I want to just begin living this life the way I wanna. Scream at the people, all the voices in my head, but I don't wanna. Sit down the people, choose reality instead. Because I wanna. Because I
Hills Radio 88.9 FM. The album is Dylan, and Dylan Richards joins me in the studio right now. G'day, Dylan.
How you going?
I'm going very well, mate.
Thanks,
That track, Disconnected, that's pretty powerful stuff, mate. I really like it.
Thanks for that. I appreciate it.
You did everything.
Yeah, so I've got a studio at home, and sometimes I just find it easier to write things myself when you're doing things with a group of people, with a band, as great as that is. It just makes it a little bit difficult to be as creative as you want to be. So I find just picking up everything myself and putting it all together is the easiest way. So
Well, I've got to say that's like a great track. What inspired you to write Disconnected?
My inspirations are a little bit off centre, I think. Personally, I tend to sort of just get a concept in my head about a topic, and I can write a song about it. So it may not so much be a personal thing. So Disconnected's about someone that I guess is going through a bit of mental health, and the first part of that song is how people perceive them, and then when it changes halfway through, it's actually how they perceive themselves.
Interesting.
So so it's a little bit different.
Look, mate, the topic these days, mental health is very prevalent. We're more aware of it than ever.
Yeah, that's right.
And for some reason, I'm not quite sure why, but it does seem to be affecting more and more people all the time.
Yeah,
too.
it does.
So with this album, you have 6 songs on there.
I do, yeah.
I think the next one we're going to play is called Tomorrow.
That's right.
Right. But the other ones, Out of Control, Carry On You, Forever and Stop Waiting, do they all have some sort of underlying meaning?
Yeah, they do. Which one should I start with? So
Let's go with, well, Disconnected, you explained it, had obviously some mental health undertones there. What about Tomorrow?
So Tomorrow is actually, I guess, you can't really have an album with a typical breakup song. So that's really what that one is. It's about what's tomorrow going to be like, I guess, if you moved on from that relationship. So it's really just, it's sort of like you're pining for tomorrow to be a fresh new day. So that's really what that one's about.
Without the pain.
That's right. So that's right.
Out of Control.
Out of Control.
How we all feel sometimes. Isn't
No, it's Out of Control. Give me 2 seconds. I just want to grab something.
Yeah.
Because they are sometimes a little bit confusing for myself. So, Out of Control is... that one's actually about dealing with someone who's trying to be manipulative. Is really what it's about. So they tend to think they're right, and you think that you're right, but that person really is a little bit off centre. So you're trying to let them know that. This is getting a little bit out of control. We seem to be clashing heads all the time and things like that. So
is that from? I guess it could be applied to anything, but
it can
possibly a relationship.
Yeah, a lot of the songs that I write, they do have, I guess, you can sort of view them any way that you want. So however you feel, you can get a message out of that. They all sort of work that way.
That's good. A bit like your stars that you read in the paper each day. Yeah. You see or read into it or read out of it, whatever you want to.
That's right.
What about Carry On You?
Carry On You, that's actually about just going to work every day and you're just going through the motions and you're just carrying on. So you're happy and you don't really mind being there, and your workplace is potentially the same. So you're just sort of carrying on and you're sort of a mutual relationship between yourself and your job. And you're just sort of you don't hate being there. You'd rather be probably on an island somewhere having a cocktail, but however you just sort of carry on. So that's what that's about.
And Forever?
Forever is actually about you're in a relationship with someone who starts taking drugs, and you're deciding that even though you really love that person and you'll be with them and you'll care for them forever, you can't continue to support that and you need to leave. So it's really a song about someone wanting to be in a relationship, but they're choosing they can't be a part of that lifestyle, so they're having to walk away.
Wow, that's heavy.
It is a bit.
Yeah. And the last one, Stop Waiting. I can see something in that as well.
Stop Waiting is actually more about what's the way of putting it, like domestic violence, I guess. So if you're the song is from the perspective of a third party just telling you to get out, get out of there.
Yeah.
It's not safe, it's not good for you. Just stop waiting for this, just get out of there.
But it can be so hard for so many people that they're in, they don't know where to go, they don't know what to do, they don't know how they're going to survive, and
that's right.
To make that step to get away from a relationship like that can be extremely hard for
it
people.
can. And from the outsider's point of view, if you've ever had friends or something that go through things like that, as that third party, you'd sit back and think, just walk away.
Yeah.
What do you just get out?
Yeah, but there's emotions and everything else.
It's not always that simple.
No,
so,
and you've got people with narcissistic relationships where they manipulate, comes back to that as well.
Yeah,
so, Dylan, you play a myriad of instruments, or what do you tell me?
So look, when I was young, I started off. I actually used to play the organ in church when I would have been like 7 years old, kind of stuff. So I'm not really a church guy, don't get me wrong, but that's the way that I was brought up at the time.
Sure.
So my brother and I both learnt how to play the organ. With the pedals and all that kind of stuff going on. So you don't really see much of that these days.
Right.
If I see an organ laying around, it's nice to jump on and see if I can still
do it.
Smash out when I'm 64. anyway, and then look, it just ended up being a bit of a knack. So my brother, I guess, in his teens, he was bought a acoustic guitar by my parents as a Christmas present or birthday present, one of the two. G'day, Matt. I know you're out there listening in Stansbury.
Yeah, g'day, Matt.
So he had a guitar, and any moment I could, I'd just pick up that guitar and teach myself how to play it. So it wasn't really about lessons for me; it was about sounds. And I had access to a piano for a couple of years through certain circumstances, and I just taught myself how to play the piano, I guess, over that couple of year period. And I used to. Then I sort of got into music, and I dabbled. I learnt the violin for a little while. A whole lot of things. So guitar, obviously I play that, and bass guitar sort of comes hand in hand with the guitar as far as I'm concerned. Drums, I started playing drums for a long time. I had this massive drum kit when I was probably a teenager. It took up a whole bedroom. It was ridiculous, to be honest with you.
As you do.
That's right. So I'd pick up anything and just play it. But to me, I haven't really needed the lessons as such, because I kind of feel like by not having lessons, I'm not held back by musical structure. I guess I don't really know what is that correct structure that people, those musical patterns. So
no formal training as such, so you can be your own creative.
Yeah, so if I get a sound in my head, I'll just find it and then I'll create it.
I've got to say that when you said to me that what was on that song that we just heard, Disconnected, you did it all.
Yep.
So you've sung it, you've given it vocal backing, you've got the musical instruments in there.
Mm-hmm.
You've done it all at your home studio.
That's right.
Now you're a local lad.
I am.
You live in Mount Barker.
I do, yeah. Mount Barker, yeah. That's right. So I've been here for almost 8 years, I think. Okay. Yeah, myself and my beautiful wife. So been here for a little bit. Love it here, actually. It's a great place to live.
Yeah, where'd you come from before that?
I was down the hill, so I was down in Warradale.
Okay.
Down that way, but I grew up around Coromandel Valley.
Yes.
That's where I grew up from a childhood point of view.
What dragged you up here?
Well, my wife's from, I guess, the country. So being that I grew up in Coromandel Valley, I guess this is sort of that somewhere in between. It sort of feels like Coromandel Valley about 25, 30 years ago. You know what I mean? So, look, there's everything here. Why wouldn't you come to Mount Barker? You don't need to go anywhere on your
The
weekends.
Adelaide Hills are truly beautiful. There's no doubt about that.
That's right.
Dylan, I'd like to go out with another one of these songs off your album.
Okay.
Tomorrow, I think, was one that you said you'd like to
Yeah,
play.
that'd be nice.
How do people obtain this album? How do they get it? Where do they go?
Yeah, so as of today, everything will be on iTunes and Google Play, on Spotify. So you just got to search up Dylan Richards. So and that tells me when I look up online, I'm the only Dylan Richards on all of those searches. So
that's pretty good.
that should pop up sometime today if it's not there already.
Right.
And you can look me up on YouTube. You can just listen to them for nothing on YouTube. So I think there's 69 cents on iTunes, but you can stream them for nothing through Spotify. And
So you've already got you've done some video of you doing these as well.
No. No. So I've just gone on and I've put a picture up of my name and the song title for YouTube, and just so people can access it that way, just for something
Brilliant.
different. Yeah.
Okay, so it's Dylan Richards.
That's right.
Self-titled album. I've got a feeling there's going to be a lot more from you. Like I said, listening to Disconnected was great. We'll put these songs, if you don't mind, up onto Hills Radio.
Well, there's 6 more for what it's worth. So I've actually thought there is a full album, but being that I've never had music out before I'd put all of them out, I might create a little bit of excitement, hopefully, with these 6, and then and bring out the other 6 maybe in about 4 months.
You're allowed to walk before you run.
That's the idea.
All right, so this one's 2 minutes and 51. It's called Tomorrow, and it's from Dylan Richards, and you're hearing it here on Hills Radio 88.9 FM.
Sit down.